Welcome to Travel with a Plan.
This is Albania. A land that feels imagined before it's seen. Between the Adriatic and Ionian seas lies a country of unreal contrasts. Snow-covered peaks above turquoise bays, stone villages frozen in time, and rivers so clear they seem drawn, not real. Here, legends blend with landscapes, fortresses stand where clouds touch the earth, and every road leads to another discovery that defies expectation. Today, Travel with a Plan invites you to witness the unexplored beauty of this Balkan gem, from its untamed wilderness to its sunlit shores. This isn't just Europe's secret. This is Albania, the country that doesn't quite seem real until you're standing inside the dream.
Theth National Park. Our first chapter begins in the north, where the Alps of Albania rise like ancient guardians, sculpted by wind, water, and legend. Hidden in the heart of the Albanian Alps, Theth National Park feels untouched by time. The air is sharp, clean, alive. Villages of stone and slate rest quietly beside rivers so clear they reflect the sky like mirrors. Trails wind between beech forests and plunging cliffs. Shepherds guide flocks where clouds gather on peaks. When sunset paints the mountains crimson, Theth becomes an unreal canvas, a reminder that nature here creates its own mythology.
Blue Eye of Theth, syri I kaltër I Thethit.
Deep inside the forest stirs the blue eye of Theth, a phenomenon that defies logic. A perfect circle of sapphire water plunges into darkness with no visible bottom, fed by underground rivers that never stop. Sunlight hits the surface, turning the spring into liquid crystal. The air cools, birds vanish, and for a moment, it's silence painted blue. It's no wonder locals call this place the Eye of the Earth. Valbona Valley National Park.
Crossing the high passes leads to Valbona Valley, the wild twin of Theth. Here, pristine rivers weave through meadows scattered with red-roofed alpine houses. The Valbona River sparkles beneath towering ridges, and eagles drift over jagged limestone spires. Whether bathed in spring bloom or covered in winter ice, the valley glows with impossible color, proof that Albania's mountains belong among Europe's most surreal wonders.
Komani Lake Fjord Cruise. From the northern valleys flows Komani Lake, a man-made reservoir that looks anything but human. Its fjord-like passages stretch between cliffs so high they hide the sun. Boats slice quietly through turquoise corridors, while goats graze impossibly atop ledges. Locals call this the Albanian Norway, but even that comparison falls short. Komani is uniquely itself, a place that redefines the word breathtaking. Shala River, hidden beach of the Alps. Feeding into Lake Komani, the Shala River is a serpent of light, its glacial water glowing jade beneath forested slopes. Boats navigate hairpin bends to reach hidden banks, where the river widens into lagoons of pale blue sand. Swimmers float beneath cliffs that seem to lean inward, holding the world in their arms. The Shala River is called the hidden beach of the Alps, a description that sounds poetic until you see it and realize it's fact. Traditional guest house dinner in Theth.
Evenings in the North End, not in hotels, but in homes. In Theth's old guest houses, families serve hot bread, sheep cheese, and honey from their own hives. Smoke drifts from wood stoves, laughter fills corners, and outside the air hums with crickets and stars. Here, food isn't luxury, it's connection. The warmth of Albania begins not with its mountains, but with its people. The Theth Stone Church and Night Sky. Before leaving the valley, stand before Theth's Stone Church, a lone fragment of history surrounded by the breath of nature. When night falls and the Milky Way spills above its steeple, even time feels still. The church, the mountains, the endless stars, they fuse into a single frame of silence that seems to belong more to dreams than Earth.
In these northern heights, Albania reveals its purest soul, wild, untouched, and impossibly real. The world above the clouds is where the adventure begins.
Berat, city of 1,000 windows.
Leaving the northern heights behind, Albania transforms again. Rivers fade into plains, canyons collapse into springs, and stone towns emerge like mirages of another age. These are the hidden heartbeats of the country, where nature and history blur into one. Few places on earth blend history and beauty like Berat. Perched along the Osum River, this city of 1,000 windows shines with white Ottoman houses stacked like dominoes up the hill. The stone fortress above has watched over this valley for more than 2,400 years. At dusk, when lights flicker inside the windows, the town glows like a lantern, human architecture woven gracefully into the mountain itself.
Osum Canyon, Central Miracle.
Beyond Berat's hills lies Osum Canyon, one of Europe's most underrated geographical wonders. Two vertical rock walls, 80 meters high, stretch for more than 25 kilometers, carved forever by the Osum River. Kayaks drift through its turquoise veins, waterfalls pour from unseen springs, and swallows circle in endless spirals. In early morning, mist rolls along the canyon floor, turning it into something almost lunar, Earth disguised as imagination.
Bogov Waterfall.
Tucked inside a green valley not far from the canyon hides the Bogove Waterfall, a flash of blue bursting from stone. Its water is icy, clear, and loud. Sunlight filters through leaves, painting the surface liquid jade. The falls aren't immense, but their setting feels enchanted. It's one of Albania's secret sanctuaries, a fairy tale corner only the forest seems to know.
Gjirokastër, Stone City and Castle.
Further south, Gjirokastër rises like a legend crafted from slate. Its steep cobbled lanes climb toward a colossal fortress dominating the skyline. Every roof glints silver under sunlight. Every alley hides echoes of past empires. Writers call it a stone poem, and when evening fog coils around the castle towers, you'll understand why. Gjirokastër feels suspended between centuries, too perfect to be real, too preserved to be possible. Blue Eye Spring, Siri E. Coulter. Perhaps Albania's most mesmerizing natural phenomenon, the southern Blue Eye Spring defies explanation. Water erupts from an underground source more than 50 meters deep, its heart an impossible shade of cobalt blue. Surrounding foliage leans close, as if hypnotized by its color. Look into its center long enough,
and you'll forget where the surface ends. Reality dissolves into reflection. Benja thermal baths and Kadiut Bridge, Permet.
In the valley near Permet, the Benja thermal baths bubble with warmth beneath the shadow of the Kadiut Bridge, a centuries-old stone arch spanning the river. Locals soak quietly in turquoise pools haloed with steam, while mountains guard the gorge. The scent of mineral water fills the air, soothing both travelers and time itself. Some places heal bodies, this one heals memory.
Traditional Albanian dinner in Gjirokastër.
Evenings in southern towns belong to flavor. In Gjirokastër's stone houses, family kitchens serve lamb roasted with herbs, bajrak filled with cheese, and mountain honey dripping from walnuts. Wine flows, laughter fills the courtyards, and music echoes across cobblestones. Culinary art here is not performance, but heritage, a feast passed gently from one generation to the next.
From canyons carved in fire to springs born of dream, Albania's heartland glows with color and calm, its landscapes more like visions than places on a map. Shkodra Lake, Reflections of the North. Between the peaks of the north and the waves of the south lies another Albania, quieter, greener, timeless. Here, rivers turn to gold in the sunlight and history hides in every valley. This is the middle chapter of the country's unreal story.
At Albania's doorstep with Montenegro stretches Shkodra Lake, the largest in the Balkans, a mirror between earth and sky. Fishermen row through reeds as white herons skim calm water. The fortress of Rozafa crowns a nearby hill, guarding both legend and horizon. At sunrise, mist melts to reveal a world of liquid light, a landscape that looks painted by stillness itself.
Rozafa Castle, Myth and Stone. Above the lake stands Rozafa Castle, its walls older than memory. Legend tells of 3 brothers who built it, but the fortress crumbled each night until one sacrificed his bride within its stones. They say her spirit still blesses the valley. Rain that flows from certain walls is her tears. Myth and history intertwined here, turning architecture into story and rock into heart. Apollonia Archaeological Park, Forgotten City. Moving south, the land flattens into fields where once stood the powerful Greek city of Apollonia. What remains today are scattered columns, mosaics, and silence. Echoes of poets, philosophers, and soldiers who shaped the ancient world. Olive groves reclaim the site, wrapping roots around marble foundations. When twilight bleeds through the stone, Apollonia feels less like a ruin and more like a dream deferred.
Divjak Karavasta Lagui.
Between land and sea spreads the Divjak Karavasta Lagoon, Albania's greatest coastal wetland and a sanctuary of life. Dalmatian pelicans, enormous and rare, soar above thin strips of sand and silver water. The landscape hums quietly with motion, wind in grass, wings brushing air, tides whispering along forgotten shores. It is a living canvas that feels painted by patience rather than hands.
Krui Castle and Bazaar, Nation Spirit.
Above the plains rises Krua, the city of Albania's national hero, Skanderbeg. The old bazaar still sells copperware, carpets, and wooden ornaments carved with eagles, tokens from another century. Climb the stone steps to Krua Castle, and the view stretches from mountains to sea. Here, pride feels tangible in the mountain air, the same wind that once carried rebellion and freedom.
Deity Mountain Cable Car, view of Tirana.
North of the capital, the Dajti Express cable car ascends through pine forests to reveal Albania's present heartbeat, Tirana glowing in the valley below. From up here, traffic becomes distant shimmer. The city blends modern rhythm with mountain calm. The ride is both ascent and reflection, a reminder that Albania's greatest view is always reached by rising a little higher.
Tirana Night Bazaar, Blocko Lights. As darkness falls, Tirana bursts on cue, music spilling from cafes, murals glowing under street lamps, laughter weaving through the night air. The new bazaar and Blocko district come alive with color and sound. Street artists paint walls brighter than daylight. Chefs grill shish over open flame. Glasses clink under strings of lanterns. In the capital's glow, Albania shows another face, vibrant, youthful, and endlessly alive. In one day's drive through its middle, Albania moves from legend to life, from ancient stones to modern songs, proving that the country's magic is not confined to its horizons, but lives in its heartbeat.
Sarandë Coastline, Southern Gateway. From the green valleys of the interior, the road leads south, down toward the Ionian Sea, where cliffs kiss turquoise water and cities blend ancient stone with modern rhythm. This final chapter unveils 7 unreal wonders where Albania truly feels like another world. Facing the island of Corfu rises Sarandë, Albania's southern crown. The water here is clearer than glass. The horizon blurs between blue and infinite. Resorts cling to the hillside like pearls on a necklace, and as evening falls, lights ripple across the bay. Sarandë marks the doorway between quiet tradition and Mediterranean allure, a city half dream, half reflection. Ksamil Islands, turquoise paradise. Just beyond Sarandë lies Ksamil, a tiny archipelago so ethereal it looks painted. Palm umbrellas stand in white sand, and the sea glows in impossible hues of turquoise and jade. Wooden boats drift from island to island as waves trace lace patterns across the shore. Stand waist-deep in its shallows, and you could swear the world beneath your feet is a dream pretending to be real. Butrint National Park, Ancient Echoes. A short drive from Ksamil brings you 2,000 years back in time to Butrint National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where Greek theaters, Roman baths, and Byzantine mosaics rest within forest and lagoon. Nature and history coexist in quiet dialogue. Herons nest in amphitheaters, cicadas sing through marble columns. Butrint feels suspended between civilization and wilderness, one foot in legend, one in eternity.
Logara Pass, above the clouds.
The road from the Riviera climbs into Logara Pass, a place where sea and sky become indistinguishable. The asphalt twists upward through forests of black pine, rising until the coastline unfolds beneath you. the entire Ionian Sea glowing like molten glass. Standing here, at over 1,000 meters, you feel small, weightless, as if Albania itself were floating on light.
Dermi Village and Beach.
Descending from the pass leads to Dermi, one of the Riviera's most surreal seaside towns. White houses scatter across rocky hillsides above a beach luminous with cyan water. Olive groves stretch toward cliffs, and small chapels dot the horizon. By day, the sea dazzles. By night, music drifts softly from cafes under vine-covered terraces. Dermi dances gently between ancient calm and coastal joy.
Himar nightlife, cultural glow.
Just south, Himar reveals another melody. The waterfront comes alive after sunset. Fishermen sell the day's catch as twinkling lights trace the promenade. Locals fill tables with plates of grilled octopus, wine, and gentle conversation. It's nightlife without hurry, luxury without pretense. Under the stars, every moment feels like home, and every flavor tastes of the sea.
Porto Palermo Castle, Sunset Fortress.
At the curve of the coast rises Porto Palermo Castle, built by Ali Pasha centuries ago, now standing sentinel above silent waters. Its triangular walls mirror the golden light of sunset, guarding a bay that turns fiery red before fading to violet. Waves strike the rocks below like an ancient drumbeat. Gulls drift across the horizon. Here, the modern world disappears, replaced by echo, by myth, by beauty, by the endless gaze of the sea. From snowy peaks to shimmering coasts, from fire-born canyons to seas born of glass, Albania proves that reality can be stranger and far more beautiful than imagination. This is where Europe feels like a dream made real. From the snow-lit peaks of Theth and Valbona, to the turquoise secrets of Ksamil and the calm depths of the Blue Eye, we've seen how this small country contains entire worlds. Rivers that carve poetry from stone, castles that guard silent skies, and villages where time travels slower than the human heart. We've sailed through fjords sculpted by light and drifted across coasts that look more like paintings than geography. We've tasted the warmth of homemade bread, the sea's melody served on a plate, and laughter shared in languages that need no translation. Albania defies expectation. It refuses to be ordinary. In every valley and every sunset, it reminds us that beauty doesn't ask to be found. It simply waits for us to notice. This is not just another destination. It is Europe's unspoken masterpiece, a place where the impossible feels almost natural. This has been This is Albania, the most unreal landscapes in Europe, filmed by Travel with a Plan. And in every mountain echo, every ripple of the Ionian Sea, its voice still calls, "Come back, there's more to see."